Hello everybody, my name is Uniqe and welcome back to another video where today we're gonna do a SMITE tutorial video, and this video's purpose, or this series of videos purpose, is to maybe you have played SMITE once or twice and you didn't like it, to give you another vision of the game and maybe give the game a second chance or something like that, or maybe you have never played it and wanting a tutorial for you getting better or something like that. So let's get right into this. So first off, when you start the game, you will spawn in level 1 and you will have next to no smite favor or no gems or anything like that. You will be completely new. You may do the tutorial and you still feel like you didn't really know what the game is all about. So I'm here to tell you kinda how the mentality and everything works right in Smite. So if you have never played a MOBA, and I just assume you have never played a MOBA, so here is a map of Dota, and you can see kind of how it looks like. And why do I show you a Dota map? Here, I show you a League of Legends map. Oh, this looks very similar maybe. And here is the Smite map. All of this is Conquest, of course, it's not anything else. So, as you can see, the maps are really similar. And let's talk about the bit map. So you have your Titan, and you have the enemy Titan. You see you're on the blue team right now, so this map will be laid in the right position. So you have the Titan. You have three phoenixes defending the Titan, and the enemy has the exactly same. Then you have two Titan on each lane to defend your Titan and phoenixes, and the enemy has the exact same. So the game actually goes out to destroy all the towers, then the phoenixes, and then the Titan. When you kill the enemy Titan, you will win. If the enemy kills your Titan, you will lose. If you kill all the phoenixes, or I think one phoenix, the Titan cannot regen. And if you always have one phoenix down for enemy, it doesn't matter if you go in a couple times and just hitting it and then go out. It will regen a little bit if phoenix is still up, I think. But if you have them all down, it cannot regen whatsoever. Also, when you kill the phoenixes, you will spawn in fire minions. The fire minions will make more damage and also have more health. There will be a really trouble for the enemy if you have fire minions on all the lanes and a really good push. It's really good to level up as fast as possible. If you level up more faster than the enemy, you will also have a better game, and you will also be more dangerous than enemy. If you level up faster than the enemy, be sure to end it quickly. If you let the enemy come up to your level, they may actually make damage on you as well, and they may actually turn the game. You can do the same if the enemy is leveling higher than you, then you may play more defensive and still push or split push the lanes. Split pushing is when you go to the lane with no enemies on. If all five of the enemies is on the right side, you might want to split push the left side if you're the lowest level, and if you see on the minimap that the enemy has left the lane, you might want to recall or run back as fast as possible. If you see, use the minimap a lot. If you use the minimap a lot, you will see where the enemy is. You will also use the VGS a lot to tell the teammates where the enemy is missing. If you need help, if you need to gank a lane, if you need anything else. The VGS is really good quick time chat, which will be activated by pressing, I think it's the left on the D-pad. You may want to learn all the shoutouts or the most useful shoutouts as fast as possible. If you don't use an in-game mic, and not everyone will use, some people will be sitting in the parties in the PlayStation 4 or even Xbox parties or groups, so they won't hear you speaking if you're alone. If you have 5-man team or 5 friends they want to play with, it may not be that crucial to use it. You can just talk with each other, and that may be more efficient. Also, be sure to buy a couple wards. It doesn't matter which lane you play on, just buy some wards and you will be it will be easy to detect enemies, because not everyone will call out and not everyone will be ready for it. Be ready if you don't see enemies anywhere on the map. Be sure to check the fire giant or just recall as fast as possible, depending on your level and how your team is doing and how many that is alive. It's also better to get less kill and less death than more kills and more deaths, because you may set back one enemy, but the whole team can feed off on you, And if you die more times than their team, there's no turning back from that. It would be really hard for your whole team to actually make a play. As you can see on the left side, for some reason, is the longer than the right side. That means it's actually the dual lane. And this map is, I think it's from the second season, so it's not exactly the same as it's right now in the third season. So the speed buff doesn't exist there, and that's, I think it's everything that is changed. So instead there are XP buffs there, and the XP buff is the white things you see on the map. You have the red sword, that is a damage buff. You have the yellow arrows, which is speed buffs. You have the little blue thingy, that's actually a mana buff. I will make you all understand by marking them so you know which one I'm talking about. In SMITE, you have 5 different kind of classes. You will spawn in with one of each class, or yeah, we just call them classes for now. So you have the warrior, you have the hunter, you have a mage, guardian, and an assassin. And all of these fit to their own lane. There is some exception, but I will go in deeper in that later. So let's speak of the solo lane, or the warriors. The warriors will be set in the right lane from here, and they are solo laners, which mean they will go up against another person, and they're 1v1. You will also have the mages, which will be sit in the middle of the map, which is mid laners. You will go up against another mage, probably. Then you have the hunter and the guardian, which will be in the left lane. Then you have an assassin, which will be in the jungle. So I will make more videos describing exactly what everyone is doing and how to play them, but we're just going kind of scheme over what they're supposed to do. So the solo laner is to hold their own lane. Maybe you can push a bit harder if you have the lane under control, and maybe you can take some tower too. But the main reason on the solo lane is to sustain and hopefully don't lose your tower. The mid laner job is the same, but on the mid lane, as you see, you have more open areas to be ganked, as called, or assassinated by the jungler. The jungler can come in and destroy for you. And also the solo laner and some other characters might actually go around and come to your lane instead. It's called rotating, and when you rotate, you should be hopefully free more than the enemy, and then you can take down the enemy pretty easily. Then you have the guardian and the carry or hunter on the left lane. Their job is to sustain as well, and also help out the mid laner when needed. You may send down your guardian, or you may send down your hunter for more damage or for more guarding. Then you have the assassin or the jungle, and it will help the solo lane in the beginning, then rotate to the mid lane, and then from there he will rotate while needed. So if the solo laner or the warrior needs more help, then it will be more on the solo laner. And it's hopefully the jungler, if he do good, he can actually carry the game a bit far. So in the start, the solo laner and the jungler will go to the right side. They will go first to the speed camp usually, and this is kind of serious where you're going, because if you go wrong, and people might actually get a bit butthurt, because they're really toxic community, unfortunately. So you start off on the speed buff, then go to the mana buff, go to the lane. If you do it faster than the other team, you may clear one minion wave before you can go to the fire minions, or the elemental, or XP elemental, or wherever you call them, fire elementals. And from that you're gonna gain more XP, and you're gonna level up faster. The 3 others, the mage, the hunter, and the guardian, will start off at the damage camp. After that, the mage will rotate to his own lane, to the mid lane. The 2 other may proceed to take the XP camp, or go right to their lane. It's depending on how fast you take down the camps and where you can go. You don't want to be late to your own lane, because the minion waves gives a lot of XP. The minions gonna come in waves, and you can see that they spawn at exact same time from both or all the 3 lanes, and both from your lane or from your side and the enemy side. So if you clear them faster, you will have the push, and if they clear them faster, they will have a push. It's really a thing of mentality to actually stay alive as long as possible. You don't want to die. Even though if you give up or 1 or 2 or 3 kills, you don't want to die. It's better to let them live with a little HP so they have to back or recall to their own place to gain more health and things like that. Than you getting yourself killed or getting a kill and dying yourself. Or if you get 2 kills, that might be a fair trade, but it's depending on how your team is doing. If you're doing bad, you can actually destroy from the whole team, and you don't want that. So when you start that game, you don't know what to do actually. A lot of people probably want to 100 to 0 everyone, just thinking they can go in and one hit everyone. You see everybody having like a really passive mentality, or if they're really good at the game, or if they know how to play their god, they might push extra and maybe get you off balance. And if you're off balance, the items you buy is really crucial. I may make up more what to buy and everything like that, as well as I do all the lane guides. So, at the beginning of the game, you should also buy you shouldn't buy expensive stuff, and if you're behind, you should still not buy expensive stuff. You want to get your build faster than the other team and make more damage than them. If you get behind, you might want to farm up on some XP camps or maybe play a bit more defensive. The towers makes a lot of damage, but unfortunately if there are more than one person, the tower will only focus down the first god that made the hit on your god or the teammate's god that's in the tower. You will have areas on the tower and also the phoenixes and the titan, where the titan and phoenixes and everything can shoot. If their enemies is out their area, they will not attack the gods. If they go out and go back in and have minions in the area, the titan will also not shoot the god. It's also crucial you knowing your own god. How to play the own god is really different. All the gods, even though it's all hunters or all mages, do not play exactly the same. So I suggest you play one god in the start and learn how to play that god and only play that role for a while. You might try out the other lanes to maybe find your own fit, but stay with one up to a certain point. Then after a while, I really recommend you to switch between all lanes and play all the roles, because when you go up to some games, some people actually insta-lock, and that's another thing I want to talk about. Do not insta-lock. Maybe press your god so no one else can take it, and then tell them if you, for example, like Nif a lot and want to play carry. You pick Nif, but you don't lock in, and you take carry. You're pressing the L3 button and go down to carry. Then the other your teammates will know that you want to play the carry role. Some may be a douche and insta-lock carry even though you have the carry locked, and then that's when you need to have played all the other roles so you can actually fill in if you need it. I think this will make it for this first tutorial. Stay tuned for more tutorials and I will make a bunch of them. Peace out everybody.